The Great Russia Party. The Great Russia Party emerged as an unregistered far-right nationalist political entity in Russia, founded on May 5, 2007 by Dmitry Rogozin, who had split from the Rodina Party amid internal disagreements. The founding Congress brought together delegates from the Rodina Bloc, the Congress of Russian Communities, and Alexander Belov, the leader of the movement against illegal immigration, aiming to consolidate nationalist forces ahead of the 2007 State Duma elections. However, the party's ambitions were destroyed early. On July 24, 2007, Russia's Federal Registration Service denied its registration, citing procedural issues, and a subsequent appeal in September 2007 also failed, preventing it from participating in elections. Despite this, the party persisted informally under the leadership of Andrei Savelyev, a former Rodina deputy, who has guided it since inception. Ideologically, Great Russia espouses national conservatism, Russian nationalism, patriotism, and Orthodox traditionalism, positioning itself on the far-right spectrum with a strong emphasis on ethnic Russian identity and opposition to liberal influences. Its core goals revolve around restoring national sovereignty, combating oligarchic control, and promoting traditional values, encapsulated in its slogan, "The will of the nation instead of the dictatorship of the oligarchy." The party sought to challenge the ruling establishment by targeting a 25% vote share in the 2007 Duma elections, with polls suggesting it could surpass the 7% threshold for seats, but registration denials meant no actual electoral participation or results were achieved. Over the years, it has remained a marginal voice in Russian ultranationalist circles, influencing discourse without formal political power. National Bolshevik Party. The National Bolshevik Party, or NBP, was established on May 1, 1993, in Moscow by writer Eduard Limonov and philosopher Alexander Dugin, evolving from the National Bolshevik Front formed in 1992, which united 6 minor radical groups. It quickly aligned with the National Salvation Front, playing a role in the 1993 Russian constitutional crisis by clashing with forces loyal to President Boris Yeltsin near the White House. Internal rifts surfaced in 1998 when Dugin departed amid ideological clashes, shifting the party further leftward and prompting it to denounce his faction as fascist. Limonov's arrest in April 2001 on charges of terrorism, inciting rebellion, and illegal arms possession, stemming from an article in the party's Limonka newspaper, marked a turbulent period. He was released in 2003 after international pressure. By 2004, the NBP joined broader opposition efforts, co-signing the Russia Without Putin declaration and integrating into the Other Russia Coalition for protests against authoritarianism. Courts banned the party as extremist in June 2005 and definitively in August 2007, upheld by the Supreme Court. Limonov then launched the Other Russia Party in 2010 as its successor. Ideologically, the NBP fused National Bolshevism, blending Bolshevik revolutionary zeal with ultranationalism, drawing from Nikolai Ustryalov and Ernst Niekisch, rejecting fascism while embracing Soviet nostalgia, anti-capitalism, and shock tactics from punk counterculture. It attracted skinheads, artists, and radicals with mottos like "Russia is everything, the rest is nothing," and greetings of "Yes, death." Leaders included Limonov as charismatic founder, Dugin early on, and editors like Alexei Volynets. Goals centered on overthrowing Putin's corrupt authoritarian regime, fostering social justice, media independence, and a powerful, citizen-beloved Russia. The Party of the Communists of Russia. The Communists of Russia Party originated as a public non-commercial organization on May 23, 2009, before gaining official political party status on April 22, 2012, with full registration on June 7, 2012. It arose from the merger of the National Social Committee of Marxist-Leninists of the Russian Federation, Communists of Petersburg, and Communists of the Far East, succeeding the All-Russian Communist Party of the future and positioning itself as a purist alternative to the more moderate Communist Party of the Russian Federation. Operating in 70 Russian regions, it has built a network of 50,000 members by 2018, publishing the newspaper Communists of Russia and maintaining a youth wing, the All-Russian Leninist Young Communist League. Its anthem is the Hymn of the Bolshevik Party, and slogan echoes Marx, "Workers of the world, unite." Ideologically far left and anti-revisionist, it adheres to Marxism, Leninism, and Stalinism, lambasting the CPRF under Gennady Zyuganov for diluting true communism. Founder Maxim Sorokin led until 2022, when Sergei Milinkovich became chairman, with Ruslan Kugayev as first deputy. The party's goals, outlined in its 2016 platform, 10 Stalinist strikes on capitalism, advocate sweeping nationalizations, reinstating the death penalty for grave crimes, healthcare reforms, and a constitutional ban on raising retirement ages, framed as blows against imperialism. Milinkovich's 2024 presidential bid promised similar anti-capitalist measures and support for Russia's Ukraine policy. In presidential races, Sorokin garnered 499,342 votes, 0.68%, in 2018, finishing distant behind Vladimir Putin. Milinkovich was nominated in 2024, but barred from the ballot. Great Fatherland Party. The Great Fatherland Party was registered by Russia's Ministry of Justice on April 12, 2013, evolving from the short-lived New Great Russia initiative launched in April 2012 by writer Nikolai Starikov and IT specialist Igor Ashmanov to avoid name conflicts with existing parties. The party expanded regionally but faced hurdles. In 2014, it was denied registration for Crimea State Council elections due to incomplete documents. By 2016, it eyed State Duma seats alongside regional contests in St. Petersburg, Leningrad, Kaliningrad, Perm, and Mordovia. But the Central Election Commission rejected its federal bid on August 12, 2016, over invalid signatures exceeding limits. It signed a cooperation pact with Rodina Party on September 8, 2016, for joint electoral efforts. Leadership shifted when Starikov stepped down in 2018, succeeded by Andrei Zavyalov as chairman, with co-chairs Yevgeny Zlobin and Andrei Karasyov. The Supreme Court dissolved the party on March 19, 2020, prompting mergers into For Truth, and the emergence of successors like the Russian Party of Socialism Today and Patriots of Great Fatherland. Ideologically center-right to right-wing, it championed conservatism, national conservatism, and Russian nationalism with the slogan, "For us, Russia is greater than the world," underscoring patriotic priorities over globalism. Russian All-People's Union. The Russian All-People's Union traces its roots to October 26, 1991, when nationalist members of the Russian platform within the Communist Party of the Soviet Union formed it as a patriotic democratic force, blending socialist and centrist elements akin to the Cadet and Christian Democratic parties. It merged into the People's Union in 2001, a nationalist outfit, and reorganized independently on December 13, 2008, after that group's dissolution. Connections to traditional nationalists and monarchists bolstered its pan-Slavist stance, including advocacy for Serbian expansion. Sergei Baburin, a steadfast nationalist figure, has led since inception. The Supreme Court dissolved ROS on July 21, 2025, following a Ministry of Justice suit in June 2025 for electoral inactivity since 2018. Ideologically rooted in Russian conservatism, pochvenichestvo, soil-based nationalism, and right-wing socialism, it promoted ethnic unity and Slavic solidarity. Goals emphasized uniting socialist-oriented groups for national revival, opposing liberal reforms, and fostering a strong, indivisible Russia. The Russian All-People's Union controversy comes from its position as an extreme nationalist group in Russia's controlled political system. It's too bold and unconventional to fit into the mainstream, but it has been handy for letting people express their frustrations until the government decides it's no longer needed.